What I'd like everybody to do is go ahead and find our position, laying down flat on the mat. We'll begin our yoga class with some relaxation, just finding ourselves in a comfortable position. For most of us, that's going to be Shavasana. Shavasana, we roll the shoulders down, extending the arms out nice and long, leaving it so that the palms are facing up to the ceiling. We also want to just relax our hips, noticing as we're laying down, both our shoulders and our hips flat on the floor. Maybe as we've straightened out our legs, we feel our toes just fall out to the side. It's a nice way to remind our hips to relax. We can even rock kind of side and side, noticing if we're twisted, finding that neutral position. Good. So as we find this position, I'd like everyone to just close our eyes, try to really relax and soften the features in the face. So if you're scrunching up through the eyebrows, just let go. If you find that you're clenching your jaw or your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, let all of that fall into the bottom. Relaxing through the nose. I want you to just inhale, exhale, in and out through the nose, feeling the air come in, feeling the air come out. What does it feel like today? Start to notice that with each breath we take, I want our bellies to rise, filling the rib cage, the chest, the neck. And as we breathe out, everything deflates, melting into the floor. It's a very calming two-part breath, just nice and easy. At any point throughout our class today, if you feel like your mind is just wandering or you're not being able to focus or you're thinking about too many things, go ahead and just count your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Very nice. Staying here for a couple of more breaths, allowing our bodies to relax, allowing our minds to become present and focused on how we're feeling right now. If we notice that we're being distracted by anything, go ahead and accept that we're hearing those noises or accept that we're hearing or seeing those things instead of getting bothered by it. Just know that they're there and bring our focus back to our breathing. Now, while we're here, I want everyone to go ahead and reach those arms up nice and long. Reach both arms up way over the head. We'll take a nice big stretch. Laying down on the floor, big stretch out. Oh, it feels so good. Working out through any kinks through the back, the hips, the shoulders. Feel free to reach a little bit longer to the right or to the left. And then I want us to bring those knees into the chest, give ourselves that wonderful big hug. We can hold on to the back of the legs or onto the shins, whichever is more comfortable. And then we'll just go ahead, rocking side to side. Nice and easy. Noticing if we're feeling any tightness in those lower backs, if anything's becoming, something that we need to focus on throughout our class today, bringing a little bit more energy into trouble spots. Now, while we're here, let's just go ahead and roll those ankles. Notice if we've got any cricks or cracks that need working out. I love yoga because we get to really check in with our body, knowing what feels good, what needs extra attention. Now, while we're here, keeping a hold of that right knee, lower that left leg all the way down, press that left leg into the mat, pull the right knee open out to the shoulder. Noticing a little bit of a stretch across our hips, Keeping those shoulders pressing into the mat. Whenever we stretch one part of the body, we're in control, countering with the rest of the body, knowing that we're not creating tension anywhere else. So really try to bring that focus into keeping those collars open, taking that last inhale. Exhale, release the leg down to the floor. Inhale, drawing the left knee into the chest. Again, we can hold the shin or behind the knee. We'll open that leg out towards the left shoulder, pressing the right leg firmly into the floor. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. And we're checking in with our hips, noticing how they feel, where we're feeling the stretch. Might be big, might be little, as we just start to explore our body. We'll take that final big inhale and exhale, relax down. Very nice. Take the feet flat onto the floor. We'll get into our bridge work next. Feet are hips width distance apart. Shoulders roll into the mat, placing the hands firmly on either side of our hips, fingers on the floor. Make sure all 10 toes are on the ground too. Now, squeezing through the glutes and the abs, let's lift those hips up to the ceiling. And then slowly, I want us to roll those back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And last time, inhale, lifting the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Good. Coming into figure four now. We'll cross our right foot over that left knee. And just notice while we're here, if all of a sudden we've twisted, trying to keep our hips square on the floor, spine neutral. Notice as we maintain that neutral position, we might just want to push the right knee open with our right hand, or we can thread our hands under and around our left thigh, picking the left foot up off the floor. That right knee, we can touch it with our elbow if that's an option, allowing that right hip to open up just a little bit more. Regardless of where we've decided to hold this figure four position today, I want us to stay soft through our neck and our shoulders. Check in with our face. Have we scrunched it all up, or are we still staying relaxed? Breathing in and out through the nose as we stretch through that right hip. Taking a moment to mentally record how that right hip is feeling right now. So imagine we've got a diary that we're keeping every time we do yoga. We just want to pretend that we're writing that down. Take our last big inhale and exhale, release both feet to the floor. If you need to, you can kind of rock it out or work it side to side. And then let's get that left foot bringing up and over. Again, did we just fall and twist? Find your hips flat on the floor, neutral through the spine. Figure out if we're just pushing the knee open, or if we've got the flexibility, today we can thread the hands under the thigh. Now that's a good point too, is our flexibility can change day to day, depending on, what you did yesterday, what you've been doing throughout the week, a lot of sitting, or maybe you've tried a new type of exercise or new type of sport. That can change the tightness that we're experiencing through different body parts. So if, maybe this stretch feels different than it usually does, don't allow that to become something that bothers you. Allow that instead to just become new information. We can write it down. Maybe we can link it to something. Like if you were doing something yesterday that was new, now you might feel a different stretch today. Take that last big inhale and exhale, release. Very nice. Again, if we want to just rock that side to side with the knees, little windshield wipers, loosen that up. Now taking our time, I want us to roll all the way over onto our sides into baby. use that position to push up and over onto our hands and knees. Now, in our hands and knees position, taking our hands directly underneath our shoulders so that they line up. And then we've got nice flat backs with strong abdominals. Working with this neutral spine, finding our spinal balance. Let's reach that right arm forward, thumb up to the ceiling, pressing our left leg back behind us, creating a strong straight line. Just notice our balance coming down through the floor. Lift our left arm up and our right leg back. We press energy out of that heel, reaching that left arm forward, really nice and strong, and then come down. We'll move with our breathing. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Exhale, down. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale, and last time. Inhale, left. Exhale, down. From here, let's find those cats and cows. Tilting the tailbone, we take a big inhale and look forward into cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, draw the belly buttons up, round the back into cat. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, open the chest, long through the crown of the head. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly buttons up, round the back. Inhale, open, really moving one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, round, opening up through the backs of those shoulders. Oh, it feels good. Inhale, open, long necks. Exhale, round the back. Really try to press those shoulder blades open in the back, spread them apart. Inhale, open up one more time. And exhale, pull the belly buttons in, round, round, round. Good, let's find tabletop again. Preparing for a thread the needle. Big inhale with the right arm, reach high to the sky. Exhale, thread all the way underneath, laying into our right shoulder and right ear, just as much as we're able to do today. Feel free to take that left arm up overhead, keeping the hips up nice and high with that tailbone facing up to the ceiling. And then just breathe. Easy through the nose, in and out. Coming back up. Excellent job, everybody. From here, tabletop, we inhale, lift that left arm really nice and high. Exhale, threading all the way underneath the right side. Now again, the tailbone stays nice and high up to the sky. Reach that right arm forward now. Wonderful stretch for the shoulder. And just notice if there's any restrictions, if we're feeling any tightness through the neck or the shoulders as we hold this. Slow breathing. And then come all the way back up to tabletop. And if we come back into child's pose, we can open those knees a little bit wider if that helps. And then we press our hips all the way back to our heels. Try to get those thighs down as low as they'll go without hurting our knees, reaching our arms forward, and relax the forehead to the floor. If the head doesn't come down all the way to the mat, that's all right. However, what we want to really do is relax through the neck, the upper back, pressing away from those hands, lift those elbows off the mat, pressing the hips back in towards the heels. Feels so nice giving ourselves permission to just rest like this. Not worried about what we're doing later or what happened yesterday, but being mindful, which means that we're really focused on the present, so what we're doing at this very moment, without any sort of judgment. So without being hard on ourselves or worrying about what other people think, just enjoying the practice. Now, as we walk our hands over to the right, I want us to focus on stretching all the way down that left arm and through the shoulder. Again, let's relax the head down to the floor. Really pull away from that left pinky finger. Feel the left side of our body getting longer. And then walk all the way through the middle, over to that left side. Pull away from that right pinky finger, press the hips back into the heels. Creating more space now through the right side. In yoga, we want to feel taller, bigger, longer, stretchier. And then we come back through the middle and let's sink into child pose as we prepare for our modified flow series, that little push up. So we inhale forward into kneeling plank, shoulders stacked on wrists. Exhale, hover into our plank hold here with elbows bent. Inhale, press straight up into modified plank. Exhale, press back into child's pose. Inhale, forward. Exhale, hover, elbows brushing ribs, back stay flat. Inhale, press straight up. Exhale, push back to child's. Inhale, exhale, baby crocodile. Inhale, kneeling plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, nice long backs. Coming up. And exhale, press back. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, press back. Nicely done, everyone. Let's come forward onto our hands and knees again. This time sweeping that right foot through into our runner's lunge. Stacking knee above ankle. We'll lift up when we're ready, noticing that we're keeping our stomach away from that front thigh so we can really stretch open that back hip. Roll the shoulders down, zip up through the core, reach the arms up nice and tall. So as we've got ourselves in our runner's lunge position, what I want us to do today is as we reach the arms up nice and tall, think about relaxing those shoulders down. Now close our eyes. All right, so with our eyes closed, really focusing on just allowing ourselves to find our balance. And as we find our balance, we're noticing any swaying or any silly movements. If we have funny balance today, that's okay too, right? Just accept it. Know that maybe today we shouldn't be closing our eyes. We need to focus on a spot on the wall instead. Very good. From here, I want us to drop our hands to the floor. So we've got our hands framing that front foot. And then we lift the right arm up to the ceiling. Good, so we're twisting over that knee. Very good, everybody. Take one more big breath in and exhale, come down. Everyone coming back into child's pose. Take a moment, press back in through child's pose. Couple of nice big breaths. Good, on our next inhale, come all the way back up to tabletop. This time the other foot steps forward, so left hand steps or left foot steps forward. We're coming up into runner's lunge. This side might be different. Draw in through the bellies, pressing forward so that we can really open up that back hip. We want that knee stacked above the ankle. And when we're ready, we're going to reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Now, just like last time, I want us to really focus on those shoulders coming down. So we open up the shoulders, squeeze them through the back, keeping the rib cage nice and tight, zipping up. Now, as we're holding this runner's lunge, we're finding our balance. Notice if we can close our eyes. Couple nice big breaths. Notice how every now and then I really emphasize the exhale, a nice big sigh on the exhale, allowing me to get a little bit more deep into the stretch that I'm holding. And then on that next exhale, bringing both arms down to the floor. So now as we're framing our left foot, we're going to bring that left arm up. Look over the knee, nice big twist. Notice your wingspan, big wingspan. Good. Nice big twist here. Enjoy the stretch. Hold it for just a couple of more breaths. Excellent. Coming back down with the hands, sweep those knees back behind us, pressing back into child's pose again. Every time we come into child's pose, notice if we're able to get a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit lower. And when we're ready, let's curl the toes, lift the tailbones high into downward facing dog. So as we hold down dog, noticing the tailbone is the highest point on the body, back is nice and flat, hands are reaching forward with fingers spread, and then looking back at our feet, just noticing the heels coming down towards the floor. If it feels good, we can walk the dog, pedaling the feet right to left, toe to heel. Nice big stretch of the backs of the legs. We can also move from little toe to big toe. Sometimes that really helps work through the feet and the ankles too. And then I want everyone to really find that down dog position, making that triangle with the body, connecting hands from the floor up through the ears, shoulders, hips, down through the knees, ankles, into the ground. Let's take our next flow series. Inhaling forward into plank. We can take our knees to the floor. Chaturanga, slow lower. Inhale, scoop up to cobra, whether it's a baby or a full. And then exhale, press back into down dog. If down dog's not working for anyone today, feel free to take child's pose instead. Now inhale forward into plank. Exhale, slow chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up to cobra, long necks. Exhale, press back into down dog or child's pose. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, slow lower. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, press back. Down dog or child's pose. Now, while we're here, notice that maybe we've opened up through the backs of the legs a little bit more. Our shoulders are really long. Go ahead and shake those heads no. Give some extra space to the neck. Nod the head yes. Good. Now looking up between the hands, I want us to take our right foot and kick it all the way up forward. So we've got that knee up between our hands, right on top of our ankle. Now we might need to find our balance first, keeping that back left leg straight. As soon as we're able to, we lift up onto that front thigh, keeping that back leg nice and straight. Squeeze the thigh muscle. Make sure our knee stays above the ankle. Lift those arms straight up. Find a spot on the wall or the ceiling, wherever we're looking. Use that to help us find our balance. If it's me that you're looking at, hopefully I'm able to stay still enough for you today to help you with your focus. As always, I want to remind everyone about our breathing. Nice and slow in and out. A very normal breathing pattern. So whatever's normal for you, don't necessarily let it be what I'm always cueing. Now we'll add another twist. So I want us to take our hands into heart center. Very nice. Start to twist over that right leg. So you look over the front knee. Good. So you're twisted over the front knee. Now dip that left elbow into your right knee. Cool. Now notice if your shoulders have just got all punchy around our ears. Keep those shoulders down. Now what I'd like us to try is taking our left arm straight and our right arm up to the ceiling. If right away this wasn't working, go ahead and take that left hand, instead of on the outside of the knee, down to the floor, just beside the foot. So lots of different options here. We can also stay with our hands pressed in heart center if that was something that we liked. Now twisting adds a lot of energy, a lot of intensity. So if you're noticing your breathing is coming up, that's normal, that's good. Just monitor your breath. Stay focused. Good. Now everyone inhale, lift up. Find ourselves coming back through the middle. Woo, and come down. Step back into down dog. Now while we're in down dog, you might want to give a little bit of a wiggle through the hips. Nicely done. Find that down dog position again as we look forward up between our hands, kicking our left foot forward this time. Finding that crescent lunge. So it's just a nice high lunge, knee above the ankle. This time the right leg is straight as we find ourselves coming up for balance. We've zipped up through the core, lifted those arms up nice and tall. Remember, when we lift the arms, we're not lifting the shoulders. Shoulders stay down. Notice that we're rocking forward in that front knee, trying to come high on those back toes. So if you need to, you can even kind of come forward a little bit more, triggering that back right thigh. Now, crescent lunge, we're on a very narrow balance beam. So your balance you might find is a little bit funny. That's okay. Again, find that focus point. Laugh at yourself every now and then if the balance is just being silly today. And if we'd really like to become better, we have to practice. Let's come down through heart center. Find ourselves twisting. So now I'm twisting over the left knee. So I'm looking over top of that front knee. Dipping down, keeping my back flat with my right elbow coming to the thigh. Trying to get the knee and the elbow to connect. Keeping those shoulders down and away from my ears. Keeping the shoulders pulling back. Start to extend that bottom right arm towards the leg, the top left arm towards the ceiling. And if we would rather put the hand on the floor, we can take that hand to the inside. Still keeping the shoulders long, never leaning into the arm, never leaning into the shoulder, long backs. Keep that knee stacked above our ankle. Watch our breathing. Very nice. From here, I want to take a big inhale, everyone finding heart center through the middle. Ooh, that was tricky, tricky. Exhale, coming down through lunge, sweep back into plank, finding down dog. Very nice. In our down dog position, go ahead and wiggle, pedal, or just hold. Couple nice big breaths. From here, I would like us to walk our hands and feet together, coming up halfway to monkey. Monkey position, that half lift, backs are parallel with the floor, squeezing together those shoulder blades, soft through the knees, balancing our coffee cup on our back, becoming a table. Very nice. Switching into chair. Now we're the chair at the table. We sit back into our heels, reach those arms up nice and high. Notice nice flat backs, drawing in those bellies. Wiggle the toes. Holding a couple of deep breaths. We're really feeling our heart rate coming up now because we're working those nice big muscles in the legs. Now take a big inhale, lift tall. Exhale, release. Okay, go ahead and roll the shoulders, fidget the feet if we need to. Taking ourselves into Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet are directly beneath our hips, wiggling through those toes. Roll the shoulders down with our fingers splayed open. Make sure that we're feeling all four corners of our feet on the ground, and we're really strong through the core. Good. Soft knees. Take a big inhale, lift the hands up. Now I want us to exhale, drop the left arm and reach the right arm up even higher. Push that right foot down into the floor as we really reach that right arm nice and high. Stretching the whole way down that right side of body. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Taking that right arm down, now we've kind of pushed the left hip over, pressing the left foot deep, deep down into the floor. Couple nice big breaths, reaching open that left side. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. Good job, guys. From here, taking ourselves into a couple of balances. We'll start by bringing our arms out to the side. Very good. Taking our right knee up to 90 degrees. Right hand to the inside of the knee. We open that leg out. Notice that we haven't let our weight fall. We're finding center of balance. Flex that right foot. Keep pressing that knee open. Try not to hold on to the leg. We're just opening it up with that hand. Then take that left arm nice and high up to the ceiling. And if we're able to, open it out to the side. The last step, if we can change where we're looking, I want us to look over that left hand. Really zipping up tall. Notice our core, notice our balance. Take one more big inhale, come back through the middle. Exhale, release. Oh, fidget through the feet. Quite often when we're doing balance work, the blood is redirected to different areas of the body, not usually our feet. So just making sure that we're reminding the blood, reminding the brain by fidgeting. Good. Taking ourselves into Tadasana again. Go ahead and lift that left knee up 90 degrees. Make sure that we haven't just sunk through the hip. We have to keep our hips neutral. So as we lift that left leg, we take the left hand, open the knee out to the side. Same thing. Keep our hips up, lifted. Taking our right arm now up to the ceiling or out to the side. And if we're able to, we go ahead and we look over that right arm. Really, really working on becoming taller, more open across the hips and the shoulders, the chest. Take an inhale, come in. Exhale, release. And fidget. Let's find Tadasana again. So that was opening up through the inside. Now we're going to stretch more down the outside, finding eagle. Eagle, there's a lot of different phases and steps. So just stopping at whatever step or going back a step if we need to. Let's start by taking our right leg up to 90, just like before. But this time, we're going to cross it over our left leg. So just cross it over and then start to sit down into a chair. You can even put your toe on the floor, like a kickstand. Good. Take our arms out to the side. Take our right arm across. Take our left arm under and give yourself a big hug. Good. So if this feels good, stay here. Otherwise, I want you to lift your elbows up and come hand to hand. Maybe you even grab your hands, kind of like you're giving yourself a handshake, and you circle sweep them here. Now, with our legs in this seated position, you can keep your toe on the floor for a kickstand, or we can try to wrap those legs around each other. Cool. Now try to keep your hips and your shoulders facing forward. And if you ever need to, you can go back to that hug or back to the kickstand. I want us to try, if we're able to sit a little bit lower. Lift those elbows up a little bit higher. Put your hands right in front of your third eye if you're able to, right in between your eyebrows. Really helps our balance. Good. Keep squeezing those bellies. We've got one more big inhale. Exhale, release. Oh my goodness. Fidgeting, fidgeting, rolling those shoulders, wiggle if we need to. Let's re-establish Tadasana. Standing really nice and tall. This time we lift our left knee up 90 degrees. Cross it over that right leg. And now we sit into our chair. Feel free as we squeeze those thighs together to put that toe on the floor, acting like a kickstand. Really helps us find our balance. Arms up. And then we bring our left arm across. Right arm comes underneath. Give yourself a big hug. Sometimes we just need a big hug. Good. Same here. We're lifting those elbows up, taking knuckle to knuckle or palm to palm, kind of like you're high-fiving yourself, shaking your hand. As we stay here or find our position again, see if we're able to wind those legs around each other, hooking the toe in the back. Lift the elbows up a little bit higher, taking the arms right in front of that third eye. Again, let's keep our shoulders and hips facing forward. And if ever we get into a position that we're thinking, I really preferred the last step, just go back a step. Or get out of the position and find it all over again. Sit a little bit lower if we can. Take that last big inhale. Exhale, release, and go ahead and fidget. Wiggle, roll the shoulders. Very nice. With Tadasana, I want to take a big inhale, lift up. And now exhale, hinge forward, swan dive, forward fold. Hanging in forward fold. Nice soft knees. Open up through the backs of the hamstrings. Relax the shoulders, relax the head. Feel free to hold our legs, the floor, or either elbow in ragdoll. What I want is to just let the head fall and slow our breathing. Preparing for a twisted forward fold. We'll take our right hand to the floor now beside our left foot. Bend that right knee lots, and lift the left arm up to the ceiling. So we're looking over that left leg. Left leg is straight, left arm up to the ceiling. If we're not touching the floor, it's okay. You can just touch your leg instead. We want to stretch down the whole left side. And then slowly come back through the middle. Shake it out if we need to, otherwise just take that left hand beside the foot, bend the left knee lots and lots, lift the right arm up to the ceiling. Know where the right arm is. It's not just falling back behind you somewhere random. We always intentionally place the arms and the legs. So know where it is, stretching open that right side of body. And then bring that arm back down. Slowly, slowly come back halfway up to monkey. Bend the knees. Big inhale, reach all the way up nice and tall. And relax. Oh, good work, everyone. As we come back down to the mat, I'd like us to just slowly find our way into our seated position. So coming down, we can extend the legs forward. And we're going to find ourselves in our spinal twist. So start by taking our left knee, bend it. We can keep the foot on the floor, or we can cross the foot on the outside of the leg. Now notice how flat I am as I'm sitting up really straight with my back, keeping that knee pressing up to the ceiling. Go ahead and rotate the body. We can give that leg a hug and look over that left shoulder. Still sitting up really nice and tall. Every time we take a breath in, get a little bit taller. Every time we take a breath out, maybe twist a little bit more behind you, squeeze that leg a little bit tighter to the body. Notice if our heart rate is still racing or if we're feeling tense or anxious. Spend a couple of counts on the breath in, pause, and then a few more counts on the breath out. On our next exhale, coming back through the center and just getting out of that position. We'll go ahead and take our right knee up. So it can be on the inside or the outside of that left leg. Sitting up really nice and tall with our left toe and our left or right knee pointing straight up to the ceiling. Go ahead and start to rotate, giving that leg a hug, squeeze it nice and tight to the body. Reaching that right arm behind, sitting up really, really tall with the crown of the head. Every time we inhale, we feel like we're getting taller. Exhale, maybe we're rotating a little bit more, squeezing the knee in. Again, we can count in for 2 or 3. Pause, and then count out for 4 or 5. On our next exhale, rotating through the center. Taking our time, coming all the way back down to our mats. However we need to get there, finding ourselves on the floor, maybe even reach the arms out long, taking a couple of nice big breaths. And then we'll bring that right knee into the chest, holding on to the back of the leg with both hands. And now extend that leg up to the ceiling, holding the thigh or the calf. I want us to take this single leg stretch, our hamstring stretch, and really breathe into it. Noticing that if this is too much sensation, if we bend that left knee, placing the foot on the floor, it takes a lot of the intensity away. Also helps with balance if we're feeling unstable. So noticing if we play with that, what that feels like. We can also roll that right foot. And as we roll through the foot, the ankle, we might feel different areas of stretch. So perhaps if we're sickling the foot, pointing it in, or if we're flexing it, and that feels really good, we've hit what I like to call my hot spot. We hit an area where maybe there's a little buildup of a knot or acid pocket. Just hold it there. Take our last final inhale. Exhale, release the leg all the way to the floor. When we're ready, we bring that left knee in. Go ahead and lift that leg up to the ceiling now. Again, if we're feeling like we've all of a sudden just taken that fight or flight response, we're feeling tense, try bringing that right foot onto the floor, bending the knee, and seeing if that helps at all. Otherwise, keeping both legs straight, holding the calf, the thigh, wherever it feels good, and then starting to go ahead and maybe roll through the ankle, the foot, or notice just if we're pointing or flexing, where we're feeling the stretch. Is it up high on the leg? Is it the front, the back, the side? And maybe if we feel something really good, as we continue to draw that leg towards the face, we just hold it there. Notice what that feels like. Again, maybe we write that down in our imaginary diary, logging our experiences, if you will, with our yoga class today. Take that last big inhale. Exhale, release. Very nice. Now from here, what I'd like us to do is completely relax the body in Shavasana, allowing the legs to fall out to the sides, about as wide as our mat. Let the toes open, arms coming down to the floor, palms are facing up to the ceiling. If we're noticing that our mind is wandering, I want us to return our focus to our breathing. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Closing our eyes, relaxing the muscles in the face, the eyes, the eyebrows, the mouth, the jaw. Noticing our shoulders too, just becoming soft on the floor. And if the back of our head is twisted or tilted in any way, trying to just get the flat part down. If we're still becoming distracted, or if we're just not able to properly meditate yet, remind ourselves that that's okay. Meditation takes practice. And as long as we're trying to focus on our breathing or how our body feels, trying to stay present, not worried about what has happened or what will come. Maybe even taking our hands to our belly to feel as the belly rises and fills with every inhale, and how the belly sinks as we breathe away all of the stress, all of the worries. Noticing with our breathing, if we count 5 as we breathe in, we can count 5 as we breathe out. This helps us focus, helps us lower our heart rate, so our heart is beating fewer times every minute, becoming stronger, allowing us to become calm. Any of those thoughts racing around the head, those are becoming quiet as we focus on counting to 5 with each inhale Counting to 5 with each exhale. Counting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, sigh. Everybody breathing. Do that one more time. Breathing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, sigh. Starting to wiggle those fingers and toes. Maybe even rolling the wrists and ankles. Taking any final stretches. If we've noticed something, just as we've come back onto our mat, maybe hugging the knees or rocking side to side. We can take our time as we come all the way up into our seated position, coming out of that final relaxation and preparing for our final goodbye. Whether we're sitting in crisscross applesauce, easy seated pose, half lotus, or full lotus, I'd like us to really sit up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders down, maybe even rocking the neck side to side, giving ourselves a couple of shoulder rolls. We can stack our hands on top of our knees, just taking a couple of those final big breaths. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me today. To say our final goodbye, we bring our hands up above our head to prayer with our inhale, exhaling down through heart center. Namaste.
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 Thank you so much, everyone.